Hello, Christiaan and Nick. You're
Hi.
here in the Blitz studio today.
Hello, thanks for having us.
No
Thank you for having
worries.
us
It's
today.
a pleasure to have you guys. So Soulmates, Season 2, Soulmates 2 starts on August 3rd.
Yeah.
iView and on ABC 2?
ABC 1?
ABC One, oh.
We're just calling it ABC.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But they moved us to the main channel.
Big
Yeah,
guns.
So grown up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mum
no,
thinks I'm killing it.
Nice.
The fact that we're on the main ABC, it's like, oh, that must have done well. Oh, Nicholas. Okay.
so he's like Nick's Tony Jones as far as his
Oh,
mum's
yeah.
Oh,
concerned.
yeah, Tony Jones.
Taking everything as a comment now.
Tony Jones, but less hot. And, you know.
Less in control. He's in control. That man
and
is
Tony
like
Jones
in control.
is hot.
He is
All the
kind of
mums love
sexy.
him.
Yeah, definitely.
So
His
if you had
skin
to-
would smell great.
Oh, yeah.
I'd feel so safe in his arms.
You'd feel safe if he interviewed you. You'd just...
Definitely. He'd make me say all kinds of shit.
But also, if he tells you to shut up, you shut up.
Oh,
If Tony
yeah.
Jones like,
You
excuse me, let
respect
them
him.
finish the thing. You're just like,
Sorry, Tony.
Do you want me to
Sorry,
leave, Tony?
Jones. Yep.
Like-
sorry, Tony.
My career's over.
Whatever you want us to do next
Sorry,
time.
Tony Jones.
Have you had to make the show bigger and better to impress Tony Jones?
It's not necessarily that we had to, but it's that we did get, because we've gone to the main channel and because this season actually has a US co-financer
Yes.
and co-broadcaster as well, which is a new kind of streaming service called CISO in the
Yeah.
States. So our budget's been kind of increased a bit, and that has allowed us to do some extra stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, also we kind of wrote more, I suppose, wrote bigger executions and bigger kind of ideas into this particular season. So it was also one of those things where we were kind of like, we need more money to do
Yeah.
second season of the show. And we wanted to keep growing, so we wanted like there to be a progression, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of season 1 was our progression from making stuff online into doing something for TV, and it was on ABC2 and it did really well for that network. And then this was kind of, what are you pushing buttons
I
on
just pressed a
random
button.
pieces of
Give someone a
machinery?
call.
I just want to know if it was on or not.
Right.
And
You got a
question
conference call
answered.
to make?
Question answered. Just like that. See?
Nick
You're
has
in-
ADD. And
No, I
you can't-
don't.
You literally do.
ADD, Q, RR, LD, N,
Yeah.
squiggle, R.
Yeah.
Just trails off at the end because you just lost
Sorry
interest.
about that.
And literally, as I was talking in an interview, Nick got bored about the show that we made together and we talked about it. And he thought he'd fiddle with the machine in front of him. That's exactly
really
what
did.
happened there.
It's not true at all.
But no, so yeah, we've got the second season has a little bit, you know, we've had a bit more money to play with
Yeah.
in terms of the
Yeah.
execution.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was a real hoot.
What have been your influences for like this series and your previous work? Was there anything that influenced like the Soulmates in particular, or as a sort of sketch story?
I don't know. I mean, the first thing that I ever saw that I was like, Jesus, I want to do that. Like, was I saw an excerpt on of the Mighty Boosh on
Yes.
YouTube, and this is back in 2004 or 5. It must have
Yeah.
been 2005.
Yep.
And it just blew my mind.
It's
that level of fantasy
amazing
and
show.
imagination. Yeah, it was that old Greg scene. It may have been made in 2005, but I just remember seeing that scene in the bar where they're talking about old Greg, and that dude
The
starts
shell
pissing
guy?
himself.
Yeah.
This gel dude walks in. I'm like, this. Yes. Okay.
That show was made on TV and went
Yes.
there, and they were allowed to do all that. Like-
Yes, and it was the fruit of some dude's mind. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And so I remember that the seed being planted, but it wasn't until 2010 that I actually decided to act. I just remember seeing that Mighty Boosh and going,
Yeah.
just being falling so heavily in love with that infinite imagination. That's what birthed it, and then yeah.
Do you have favourite characters to play in the show? Because there's quite a few. Is that one you would sort of enjoy doing?
Yeah, personally, I like all of them for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like the Kiwi Assassins are heaps of fun to play because you're playing with guns and action
Yeah, that
stuff
looks like
and
so much
tropes
fun.
Yeah.
and cool hair and mustaches
Yeah.
and epic wardrobe, and all the sets make it look like you're actually in the 80s, and all the music's cool and you feel like you're in the 80s, so that's
totally.
lots of fun. And
Yeah.
the characters, just the banter of that's really fun. I like doing the hipsters just because we know the characters so well that it's really comfortable.
Yeah.
So there's like, it almost feels like when we shoot that, it's a kind of stress-free week from a performance point of view because we just know the characters so well. Then the cavemen, I just love running around the forest barefoot, wearing nothing, and how silly all the the things are that we're doing, or the content of it, and the performance. I mean, Rocky for me is really fun to play because I just kind of let my arms go a little bit heavy and I just let nothing affect me because he's just so dumb. And so I just really enjoyed performing that as well. And then for the ancient Egyptian thing, which was fun because it was new and because we had such awesome set design and executions, and the characters were really cool and the wardrobe was fun. Yeah, so I've got all different.
Yeah. What Christiaan said, for all different reasons and very similar reasons to Christiaan. I like playing like the tomb guy because he was new, and you know, we really we chatted about the character a bit and we did like a run through or two, but kind of as we started like day 2, I kind of felt like I found the character, and that's always fun, I guess.
You get to explore something a bit new.
A little bit, yeah, because you know, Christiaan and I didn't grow up as actors. This is kind of like the first proper TV show, so as an actor doing that was the first kind of acty kind of that's a cool little thing I found in doing that thing, you know?
And there's a lot of physicality to that character that we found as we went as well. His posture and the kind of way in which his hands would kind of just float and not really hang.
Yeah, it's just...
There's lots of that stuff.
Just so uncomfortable. It's full Beaker-like character. All my references and examples today are based on Muppet characters.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Is there much room for improv as you're going through the show, or is it sort of, let's try and stick to the script?
As our online stuff. So with our online stuff, we have a lot more. Shall I let you finish that question again?
No, that was pretty much
straight
it.
over the top of you.
I can do it again.
Do you want to? Because I feel like I started answering it halfway through you said it.
Okay.
Cool.
Is there much room for improv
I would
in the
say...
Prank!
Improv, right?
Yes. Sweet, go on, sorry.
I feel like I'm about to get pranked again.
No, I won't do it. He might.
I promise. I promise.
Is there much room?
I would say there's quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
I would say there's quite a lot of improv.
Yep.
No, there's a lot of improv in our online stuff, as Christiaan said. In the show, I guess we're so pinched for time. We don't have those kinds of liberties. And generally speaking, it's, 2, maybe 3 takes per scene, and then we just have to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to. Some scenes allow for that, for the improv to actually play in a way in which it won't dramatically affect story or affect the time in which we spend in any given scene. So when we have a kind of 2-camera setup where there's a camera pointed at each character and it's like quite simple to banter, then we'll generally try to, and a lot of that stuff makes the show. But because so much of it involves big set pieces and physical gags and lots of characters and kind of complicated camera coverage and stuff like that, that doesn't necessarily suit the improv thing.
Right.
Whereas when we're sitting on a couch making Bondi Hipsters videos, like you've just got 2 cameras pointing in the same direction and we can just talk, each other's ears off, and things are usable in the edit because it's literally just that format is pick a topic and banter about it, whereas within the context of the show, we've kind of got all these stories that are having interweave and particular endings we need and particular starts of scenes we need and, journeys of different characters that are intertwining at different moments of scenes. So it becomes kind of tricky in the context of the wider show.
Just on the hipsters, I am born and bred Newtown gal. How do you think the Bondi Hipsters rate with the Newtown Hipsters?
Good question.
Because they're pretty, the Newtown Hipsters, they're pretty out there.
A bit more live music in the Newtown Hipster.
I reckon
kind of
they
thing.
smell like, Newtown Hipsters smell a bit like dead skin. Like a...
Because the beach keeps the Bondi ones healthy.
That's
right.
true. They can go swim in the beach, but there's not much in Newtown.
That's right. That's exactly right. So the ones near the sea, they're kind of, nautical, they're sand, they're windswept and kind of healthier.
Salty sea dog kind of vibes.
Yeah, salty sea dog.
Yeah.
Fully like Gandalf-esque sea dogs.
Yeah.
In Newtown, they're a bit more emaciated, a little bit more like...
Little paler.
Worm tongue.
Yeah. Slightly darker eyes. Bit Saruman.
Yeah.
It's just like Gandalf or Saruman. It's like the difference between those two.
Just, on the Lord of the Rings vibe, a lot of sort of Hobbit feet, I guess. A lot of barefoot people.
Yes.
Like,
strangely,
why would you want to?
Bigger in areas like Newtown than it is down at the beach in Bondi.
I ever walk down King Street in bare feet.
That's fair enough. I think that's a pretty smart thing to do. Yeah. Although I go through phases. I like to be a city walking barefoot egg every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm one of those guys that you're referring to.
Mind you, we did a shoot down on the rocks in Bronte about a week and a half ago, and I thought that my feet were pretty good at dealing with just like general day-to-day things you might have to walk off across. As soon as we hit those shelly, rocky things, we were both
like the barnacles.
The kind of like Lego dance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Walking on Lego. That was brutal.
Yeah.
It made me feel very unprepared for an apocalypse.
Fully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the thing about having hardened feet.
How are you going to rockfish
Totally.
to keep yourself going?
You can
How
wear
you gonna
shoes
shuck
for
a
the
fucking
first like 3.5 years. You'll have decent access to shoes. It's not like all your clothes and shoes are just going to go. So I would
That's
say,
true.
as you ease into the apocalypse, you're going to have shoes enough to rockfish.
Yeah.
Do you know how
then-
quickly shoes are like the first thing you get robbed for? You are of a milky constitution. You are so white and just so like
So shit.
nice and smiley, and you're just going to get robbed real quick.
I
and
will
it's
get
gonna be
robbed
shoes.
immediately. I'll get
It's gonna
turned
be
into a
shoes.
sex slave immediately in the apocalypse.
Shoes are often the first thing you get robbed for. So I don't reckon you'll get 3.5 years. Not you anyway.
Not me.
You'll get 3.5 years out of a pair of
Okay,
shoes.
fair enough. So I should toughen up my feet if I'm going to rockfish in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
3 months.
Not something you see on The Walking Dead much, is that people getting rolled for their shoes.
No.
but you'd be surprised. Like, shoe rolling is a big thing. I lived in South Africa for a long time. People will shoot you for your shoes.
You lived in Cronulla.
Yeah, that's worse.
That's more shoe, Robbie.
Yeah. Give us your shoes, cunt. Yeah. I couldn't get into Northies because I got thongs on. Give us your shoes, cunt. That's what you
He's
get
saying
down there.
can't. C-A-N-T.
Can't.
Yeah.
Give us your shoes, cunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't get into the club. you know?
Exactly.
Well, I thought I'd bring up on the note of that sort of character you're playing. You were Trent from Punchy,
Yeah.
which was personally a huge sort of
You would've
phenomenon
been-
in my high school.
You
I
would
would
have
have
been
been the perfect
3
age.
at the time.
When was that?
That was 2008.
Oh, okay. I was
Say it.
12.
12. Wow.
Crazy. And you were watching Trent at 12.
No, it came in a bit later for
Okay.
me. It was like
there
a
are
bit
new
older, a couple
generations.
years.
I walked
Yeah.
past a bunch of like what it would have been 13, 14-year-olds quoting it the other day, as in
I
the
reckon
last
it's just sort of,
month.
I
as you
think
walk
it
past
sort
They
of
didn't know I was
came
at
into
9.
the lexicon a bit. You know?
Yeah, it's an odd one. I would say I find it particularly surreal still.
Yeah?
Yeah,
It's
but
not going anywhere. Trent's there. That video is there forever.
yeah.
Would you ever bring back Trent? What was the last appearance of Trent?
Gosh, we did a couple of little videos when I was in a just me behind the scenes in my house. Just do some whack shit. I always feel a bit guilty on the back end of Trent, actually. I think relatively highly of myself in life.
Yeah.
But the things I do and think and hump and teabag as that egg, I always get the guilt for a day or two afterwards. But maybe I do it. I'm not adverse to it. I'm just at the time I wanted to do as little as possible because I just didn't want to become him.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
fair.
around that point. I was like, oh, maybe I should act, or maybe I should.
I feel like you've done enough things to not be typecast as Trent.
Yeah.
I feel like you've done enough other characters and other things that you could return to it without people just seeing you as Trent. from
Okay,
Punchy.
fair call. And in fact, Christian and I were talking about it the other day. Christian's got this excellent tradie character. He's such a down and out, put upon tradie. Oh yeah, fucking. Just say something of him. I love it. You don't have to. Oh yeah, every time this retaining wall, mate, it was bullshit, mate. The path. It's like just a tradie that is like when you first meet the tradie, he's like, oh, g'day, mate. Oh, mate, shouldn't be a problem. Everything's pretty A-okay around here. It's all fine. And then as soon as their client walks inside, like, oh, you fucking twit. You haven't even considered...
What a fucking dickhead. How am I supposed to get through here? We ain't got any access down the back. I'm not going to be able to fit a couple of blokes in a fucking wheelbarrow through there. Mate, fucking Charlie's dreaming, mate. He's going to... paying us $12 an hour to push a fucking barrow up down the side.
Yeah,
He's that guy.
so he's that guy. And we were thinking it'd be pretty funny if Trent was on a construction site with that kind of dude as a boss, basically.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny. Anyway, so we were talking about that.
Something for the future.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what scares me
I don't
more?
want to send my kids
Do you know
to
what
school.
scares me more?
What?
It's front wipers. Mate, people who wipe their bum from the front I'm more terrified of front wipers than Christian. You're a front wiper.
I didn't. Okay, just to contextualise this, right?
That is enough context.
No. So my entire life, I've just thought that everybody wipes from the front. Like when they do a poo, they put their hand in a little gap that's created between either the penis or the vag and the edge of the bowl.
Or both.
And there's a gap there. So I've always assumed that gap is to reach under and wipe, right? And so then we're shooting a scene in a house, and the thing is Dom is wiping his ass in the scene. So I reach in to wipe my ass, to pretend like I'm wiping my ass.
What the hell are you doing?
And
reaching
everybody
in
stopped and said, "What are you doing going through the front like that?" And then I realised that not everybody front wipes. You know what makes this worse?
Yeah.
Is I actually walked in on a friend when I was like 15, walked in on a friend wiping his ass from behind like that.
Yeah.
And I made him feel like a weirdo. And I was like, "What are you doing? What, wiping your ass like that from behind?" I was saying to everyone, "He wipes his ass from behind." Everybody must have been looking at me. What a weird one.
Everyone who wipes from the front is a legitimate psychopath. Why would you want to go via your balls or your vag with paper with poo on it, mate?
No, you
Give me a call. Why would you want to do that?
Why would you ever take the paper with the poo on it out of the fucking toilet once it's got poo on it?
You don't take it out and look at it.
No, you
just drop
lift
it
your
in.
balls and you tuck like that and you wipe and then you just glance at it while it's still in the hole.
Oh,
and
come
you drop
on.
it.
That's not time saving. Don't give me that argument. I prefer
So what do you have to do? Literally, what do you have to sit up and leave your ass from
I'd
the seat?
prefer to spend a few more minutes doing a poo than front wipe and distribute what you are wiping over my dingling.
It doesn't get distributed anywhere. It stays below the whole area.
Don't buy it, mate.
Yeah.
All front wipers should actually be shot. They should be or choked.
It works for me, and I've been doing it since I was potty trained. So, and I don't have poo on my balls.
I don't believe you, mate.
And I never leave a
believe
piece of paper. Never leaves once you've wiped it. Never leaves that area. It
I don't
stays
believe
in
you,
there.
mate. You can say whatever you like.
Then again, I also have if I had a fat ass like you, a big friggin' milked up egg ass, then yeah, maybe I would need to lean forward and pop my ghetto booty up out the back so I can wipe it properly. But
I've got a really
I've
good
got
bum.
no ass and I have an easy. My asshole is almost pointing forward when I'm sitting on a toilet. It's not pointing down, it's forward. Because I have quite a pronounced tailbone and it drives my hips forward and terrible posture. So I kind of my ass forward.
By the sound of things, your bumhole's already pretty much there.
When
You
I
don't have
poo,
to
it
go
doesn't
under.
go straight down, it goes like that.
It cascades. Oh, okay.
It does like an automatic kanga.
Yeah, okay, got it.
So they don't design toilets for asses like mine. That's why I do what I do. So.
Fair play. Still, you're a front wiper, mate. You're a goddamn psycho.
Well, I mean, you guys started off as YouTubers, and so you've been like creating your own content for ages, and then sort of went into TV. Do you have any advice? I mean, there's like a lot of people here, I'm sure, at uni who are doing sort of media or arts or things like that where they're creating their own stuff. So do you have any advice for people our age who are sort of just getting into it?
I have a thing.
Yeah.
Have you got a thing?
I've got a thing. Mine's super simple.
Yep.
Don't front wipe.
Don't wipe your bum from the front like a psycho.
No, all right, we should move on.
No, I would say just to make stuff and
Yeah.
release stuff. That's pretty much it. Be prolific. Be willing to suck. Don't trivialize what you're doing too much. It's very easy to be like, oh, what I'm making is just another little thing, and it's not even a thing. Don't think. Don't use your head too much.
Yeah.
If you want to be a creator and you have that, the aura, you have the feeling that you want to do it, so you just do it. You do a lot of it. You'll get better at it. There you go. That's it. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Yeah. That said, I would also say that it is hard work, and it is supposed to be
real
hard work.
Yeah.
And we spend hours and hours and hours and really, really long days doing what we do. And
for years and years.
for years and years.
Yeah.
And it's not like we just uploaded videos. I mean, at one point that happened, but it's when we started launching new characters and doing other things, part of when you've put the effort into creating a thing is also like emailing it around to blogs and people that might be relevant and websites and people that might want to share it. And it's not like there's so much content that goes on the internet now. It's not like you can just make something, upload it, and all of a sudden it's going to get
so be willing to share your stuff as well.
Be willing to share your stuff and send it around and actually have a think about who that might be relevant for. So that's one thing. And the other thing I would say is like actually think about what your long-term goal is and use the internet in the short term to drive you towards that. So like if you're a photographer and your long-term goal is that you want to be have your own gallery and hang photos and sell them at a gallery, then keep that in mind and work towards that and constantly use the videos that you're creating online to kind of set that property up for you. In the same way for us with, when we started creating Bondi Hipsters, there was so much we wanted to do with the characters that we couldn't do on a no budget like online thing. So we just thought, okay, let's use these short online couch videos to establish the characters, their relationship, their comedic world, some of their pursuits like the fashion label and the this and what they wang on about and the fact that they're trying to be cool and just, establish the world through that. But then we always wanted to take that into television or film or something longer where we had production budget that we could actually take the characters out into the world.
Right.
So that's, I would say, think with your end game and work towards that, and then also just put in the hard work. Yeah.
Word.
And just to finish up, how hipster would you rate UNSW?
Ooh. I would say from what I've seen, almost 0. Almost 0. You just need to look at the newness and the colour of the bricks and the paving.
Yep.
There is not even a possibility of any moss getting on those anytime soon. Not even a chance that they'll get on there.
It's a bit too clean.
There's it's extremely clean. There's no grit.
There's not enough shoelessness.
Yeah.
It actually feels like a small CBD. It feels more like a little contained city.
It's a really functional, positive vibed
for learning
city. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, for coming into the Blitz studio.
Pleasure.
Thanks
for
having us.
It was an absolute pleasure. And all the best of luck with season 2 and for whatever comes next.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you
very much.
You too, all the best of luck with everything. Yeah. Just get on front wiping, everyone. It's pretty good.
I think, if there's one.
No one is kidding.